I decided to make this video because I feel like this world record is very underrated, and I don't think a lot of people notice about it, right? The 2025 is just becoming a really crazy year. It's like so many milestones been breaking like left and right? I don't know, man, but 2025 and even just track and field itself has gone really crazy, right? I know that a lot of people will not be interested in watching or listening to this video because a lot of people don't run ultra marathon, right? I see that a lot of people participate in marathon, half marathon, and all that stuff, right? I mean, running a marathon, is a lot of big milestone for most people, and I don't think not everyone can run a marathon, right? So yeah, running marathon is very dangerous. You know what a marathon is, right? It's a common word to use. It's 26 miles, right? 26.2 miles or something like that, or approximately 42 kilometers, right? Just over. So so a lot of people just want to quit right after a marathon. Running an ultra marathon is like a whole different level, right? And you really need to be really strongly mentally tough to run ultra marathon, right? Just imagine a lot of people can't run marathon, right? As they can't run ultra marathon as well, and as you run farther in distances, less people will participate in longer distance running, right? I know that a lot of people don't care for me to make ultra marathon video. It's obviously because who cares if you run like hundreds of miles, right? I mean, yeah, I know that running is fun, but if you do it for too long, it gets really boring, right? Who wants to see you run for hours or for days or even months, just non-stop, right? Yeah, people, it just takes up too much time and your attention, right? You just see the same thing over and over again, and people just want to quit, right? This is why a lot of people don't participate in ultra marathon, right? And I knew that if people wants to break the ultra marathon record, like the super canyon runners and all that stuff, it wouldn't be surprising, right? At the same time, because just running a lot just hurts. It really hurts your body, right? I mean, running 1-2 miles is not too bad, right? But yeah, you could run 4 or 5 miles, still okay. But running half marathon, it's already a lot of pain itself. But the longer you run, the more the more it's gonna take a toll on your body. So running these type of super long distance, it's just not healthy for your body. And I decided few minutes summary into this video, and I'll be talking about what just happened yesterday, right? Today's August 27, 2025, right? Finally, I saw this coming, right? And yeah, I knew it's gonna happen, right? So the big milestone that reminds me of what just happened almost 6 years ago, right? Of Eliud Kipchoge just ran a sub 2-hour marathon in October of 2019. Don't know the exact date, but either the 14th or 12th, doesn't matter at the end of the day. So he said that no humans are limited, right? So yeah, marathon is a big thing, right? But yesterday, somebody just ran 100 kilometers in less than 6 hours, right? Well, think about this, man. Well, how far is 100 kilometers? Well, it's just like running a marathon, but that's almost 2.5 marathon. What was it? It's just slightly under 2.4, or it's 2.37 or 2.38, full marathon, right? Without stopping, right? So yeah, that is really insane, man. Somebody to run, so if you don't know how far is 100 kilometers is, you just multiply. So 100 kilometers is just over 62 miles, right? I mean, running 60 miles in under 6 hours is a sub 6-minute mile pace itself, right? But people wonder how fast is how fast you need to run 100 kilometers in under 6 hours. So to order to do that, to put this perspective, you're gonna have to average, every miles just around 5 minutes and 47 seconds per mile, right? So yeah, it definitely under 6 minute mile pace for sure, because you're going, you take less than 6 hours, and that means that each hour, you gotta cover more than 10 miles. So 10 divided by 60 divided by 10, you're gonna have to run every mile, definitely under 6 minutes, right? I mean, something a 6 minute mile, is tough for a lot of people, right? And I don't see many people can run that fast, right? Let alone, for literally 2.5 marathon, or call it over 60 miles, right? I think for the longest time, the world record was, for the 100 kilometer was it's just only under 6 minute mile pace, right? But now you have to run sub 550 minutes per mile. It's a whole damn another level, right? I tell you why, it's really hard to do it, right? Running is super, super hard, and also, I'm a really fast runner, so people had to put a lot of respect on me, right? And stop disrespecting me, because I really hate about it, right? But yeah, I wish I was that fast, but it's never gonna happen, right? Let's just be real here, man, right? So yeah, running, just running 2 miles every day for a month, it's gonna be hard for a lot of people, right? I mean, yeah, for beginner runners, that would be a really good start, right? You're already a really good runner, comparing to everyone else in the world. You put that as perspective. If you cannot run a 62 mile, why don't you do 62 miles in a month? Well, sound easy, but it's actually really way tougher than you think, right? That's 2 miles a day. And then, you're gonna have to run, and then if you want to go on whole nother level, another 62 miles, in a week, that's, yeah, you're gonna have to run close to 9 miles. That's almost 10 miles a day, right? And then, yeah, this is a really hard part, running, 100 kilometers or 62 miles in one day is it's gonna be very difficult, right? I even struggle to run 100 kilometers in it, and just within 24 hours. I even struggle to do that, right? Yeah, I have to take literally several days off of it, just to, which I already did that several times. I think the first time I run 100 kilometers was back in in 2023. That's when the first time I ran 100 kilometers in one day, and it was really tiring, right? But to do that in just in a quarter of a time, it's unbelievable, man. Only 6 hours, man. That seems unrealistic, super unrealistic. I mean, 6 hours in a marathon is already super hard. I'm yeah, you have to do a super fast walk or just super light jog. 6 hours in a marathon, so yeah, that's still pretty hard already. So yeah, I mean, if you're curious how fast is just a 6 hour exactly 100 kilometers or 62 miles, it's a 5:47 minutes per mile pace, or running every kilometers in 3 minutes and 36 seconds, right? So it doesn't seem that bad, right? Most people cannot finish kilometers within 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Multiply that 100 times, right? So yeah, I mean, that is a very easy pace to track. That's very easy math. That's running 5 kilometers in less than 18 minutes, right? Or running 10 kilometers in less than running. Yeah, so to order a requirement to break a 6 hour 100 kilometer run every 5 kilometers in less than 18 minutes, multiply that by 20 times, right? And then or put this in perspective, run every 10 kilometers under 36 minutes, or just around 36 minutes, you know, 10 times, right? And put that as a perspective, you're gonna have to run every marathon just over 2:30 or 2:32. The ultimate 2:30 barrier, you know, the 2.5 marathon thing, or you're gonna have to run like a 2:32 marathon pace for literally like more than double distance, like almost 2.5 times, you know, the marathon distance. So yeah, just, you know, a few weeks ago, I just broke the 18-minute mile barrier, 18-minute, you know, 5K barrier, right? Running at an average pace of 5:45 minutes per mile. I can run at that pace, but for only like 5 kilometers. I mean, yeah, I know that's well outdated, but I'll be lucky enough maybe to last 5 miles, maybe. And that's what I'm going for. So, dang, to run a sub 1 hour, you know, 10-mile run, it is unbelievably crazy, man. Right? You're going to the 2-digit 10 miles run, and just like not even 1 hour passed by. It's mind-blowing, man. Well, you have to do it 6 times, right? Well, you have to do it slightly faster, but 6 times in a row without stopping, man. Subbing 18 minutes for 5K is subbing, you know, even a 20-minute, you know, 5K, you know, is a big milestone for, you know, a lot of people. But just to run like 2 minutes faster, like 20 times the distance, God, it's unimaginable. It's absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely. And I just have to put respect, right? So what was the final time? So there was this company called Adidas, you know, just sponsor, you know, the world record. For your information, will not count because of, you know, it didn't follow the rule. Like, the runners are wearing, you know, a shoe that is almost 2 inches thick, or, you know, 50 millimeters, right? Yeah, 50 millimeter is almost 2 inch. I know that most shoe, you know, is only like maybe 1 to 1.5 inch at most, but wearing a 2-inch shoe with super boosted and comfy thing is, yeah, some shoes are very illegal to run in marathon, right? Running a legal shoe because it is so super shoe, right? So yeah, marathon and also running do have, you know, rules that you can't break. Then it doesn't count as race life. So I think people purposely do that just to set, you know, more, just to, you know, get people out of their stupid comfort zone, right? To go and accomplish way more than they think they can handle, right? They think they can handle this much, but they can handle way more than it. It's because they didn't have a confidence in themselves, right? So that's what the purpose of this video is. So yeah, there's 3 people attempting to run a sub 6 hour, 100 kilometer, and only 1 did it, right? Is this Kenyan runner guy, for God's name, like Sebastian or something like that, right? The fastest 100 kilometer run was on August 26, 2025, with a final time of 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 20 seconds, right? Just 40 seconds below. So it's 100 kilometers. It is like a 5K run at exactly, you know, 8:17, you know, 58. Run the 17:58 5K, you know, imagine it 10 times, or, you know, or 35, you know, 56, you know, 10K runs. Unimaginably crazy, right? So yeah, the guy in first place ran a 5:59:20, and then Charlie Lawrence ran a second place time of 6 hours, 3 minutes, and 47 seconds, right? So yeah, congratulations to him, yo. He went in second place. And then Alex Sorokin just went just above, you know, 6 hour. So he ran a time of 6 hours, 4 minutes, and 10 seconds. Alex Sorokin was the guy, yo. He really wanted to attack, yo, the sub 6 hour barrier, but he failed. He'll fall into third place. Much respect to him. The Lithuania, yo, runner, right? That just broke 100 kilometers like 2 years ago. So yeah, obviously, you know, their PRs don't count because it's on super shoes. That's why. So yeah, that's just imaginatively crazy, man, right? So yeah, I agree with you that this is like very suspicious of like, you know, the world record should not be counted, right? That does look very suspicious because the world record, you know, for a 50-mile run was set by Charlie Lawrence himself, right? He just ran, you know, 50 miles in approximately, in exactly of 4 hours, 48 minutes, and 21 seconds, right? So if you don't know how fast that is for 50 miles, that's a 5:46 minutes per mile pace, right? Well, yeah, well, Charlie Lawrence just has to, in order for him, you know, to run, you know, a new PR or something like that, like, he's just gonna have to run that same pace, but for additionally, you know, 12 more miles, right? Of course, the more miles you run, the slower you have to get, right? You're gonna get a little bit slower by default, right? The average pace for like 50 miles world record to like 100 kilometer is always, you know, slightly slower, about like maybe 5 to 10 seconds slower, right? But yeah, running, to order to run, you know, a 5:59:20 or to beat the 100 kilometer world record, I mean, you're just gonna have to run the world record, you know, 50 miles, you know, slightly slower, like 1 second slower. So I mean, if they only run 50 miles, they definitely would have break Charlie Lawrence's, you know, record easily, right? So yeah, just by cutting, you know, 12 and like over 12 miles, right? So yeah, the average pace for 100 kilometer comparing to a 50 mile is not a big difference. It's only like not even 1 second difference, man, right? So yeah, a 5:47 minutes per mile pace, just under that, just slightly under that, like a fraction second, to just really a microsecond over 5:46 minutes per mile pace for like 50 miles, right? Yeah, I can really only hold that pace for at least 3 miles. Yeah, and after 3 miles, my body's get like really tired, and I don't think I can go much any further than that. And my body is literally gonna quit on me, right? So yeah, even though I got much better than last year, right? I remember last year, I only ran that for like 1 mile and I'm totally gassed out, man, right? So, oh my God, man. So yeah, I mean, just today, you know, as coincidentally, I just ran a 5:05 mile, right? Of course, I can definitely run that. You know, I can definitely run at that speed, you know, sub, you know, 6 hour, you know, 100 kilometer run, you know, for 1 mile, like easily, right? Yeah, that's pretty easy, you know, because I'm a 5:05 minute mile runner. So my previous video, you know, I just attempted the sub 5 minute mile, was close to that, but I just did a time trial just for, you know, for the sake of it, to see if my fitness has gone down or not, but it's pretty much the same. So yeah, I can easily run that for like 1 mile, but I cannot do it for 100 kilometers. Just no freaking way, man. No freaking way. I can't even do it for like 5 miles, let alone. So whatever, man. Gonna have to end off video. I gotta go, man. Yo, and do something else more important. And yo, just to talk to you, this extra video for fun, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure, yo, my channel doesn't attract, you know, lots of ultra runners, marathon runners, right? But yeah, they know this is crazy, man. I mean, you could just literally search this up, right? But I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't see this on the news because it just doesn't seem that much important, right? They know Elliot, they probably know Elliot, everybody, more people know Elliot Kipchoge's up 2 hours than, you know, than someone else up 6 hour, you know, 100 kilometers run, right? I mean, heard a race, you know, most run in 6 hours was like 98 miles, right? But now, you know, no, 98 kilometers, right? So now, you know, somebody just did it for over 100 kilometers, right? So bye-bye.